Chapter 10. Time is worth more than money. Procrastination kills success. That old phrase, time is money, is probably one of the most stupid phrases I have ever heard. Whoever coined that must have had a rather miserable life if they equated their time with mere money. Money cannot buy you another second on this planet once you are dead. This is why procrastination is such an evil. Because for every second we waste, we can never get it back. For every second we spend doing something we don't want to, or pretend to be someone or something that we are not, we are frittering away the number of moments when we can truly become ourselves and live the life we choose. Procrastination kills success in its tracks every time. We all have the same amount of time in each day. It doesn't matter whether you are Richard Branson, Lady Gaga, or you. 24 hours each day, that's all we have. One of my favourite insights is that when someone says they don't have the time, what they really mean is I'm choosing to spend my time on something else. Each of us has 24 hours a day, and we get to choose how we spend it. Bill Gates once said, if you're born poor, it's not your mistake, but if you die poor, it is your mistake. This provokes several strong reactions. People who regard the poor as victims of the rich find it appalling. And of course, there are countless instances worldwide of where poor are exploited by the rich. However, there are also countless examples of poor people escaping poverty and becoming rich. The only thing these people can do is to use their time like a rich person. If they consistently do this every day, they cannot not succeed. There are enormous inequalities in the world with regard to wealth, education, environmental resources and so on. And yet we are all equal when it comes to the matter of time. Taking responsibility for our lives and learning how to make our lives better is the only way we can take back some power and control. Time is equal for all. How we use the 24 hours that we have in each day depends on us. Although many continue to believe in the saying that time is money, I do not consider it to be true. Time is everything, and it is so much more important than money. If you lost £1 million, you could get it back. And if you waste an hour, no matter how rich you are, you will never get that hour back. Total determination to succeed will pay off. A successful person focuses on a goal and pursues it relentlessly. No matter how many setbacks they go through, they get up, get positive and start again. You will not suddenly become successful when something successful happens to you. Something successful will happen for you because you work at being successful every single day. Not one stroke of luck, but day after day, week after week, month in, month out, year in, year out, consistently focusing and taking the right actions will deliver results. Background may well make a difference, but as I observed while growing up, attitudes make a difference too. My grandparents had very different attitudes. My great-grandfather William Roach, whom I introduced earlier, came from a very poor farming background. He loved farming and wanted nothing more than to spend his life as a farmer. However, the family farm was given to his older brother. On the other hand, my maternal grandmother, Mary Wright, came from a wealthy farming background, and in her case, the family farm was also given to her brother Tom, and Granny always felt embittered that it was not divided fairly. Let's find out what happened to William Roach. He was indentured to a retail company in Cork at the age of 14, living in hideous conditions for 9 years. However, he was an observant lad, and while working he noticed that retail goods were targeted towards the wealthier folk in the community, and an idea took hold in his mind. He nurtured a dream. William wanted to set up a large shop that would provide goods for ordinary people, something totally unheard of in Ireland at the time. He saved every penny for those 9 years, and then borrowed what he could to open his shop, and it failed. He started again and set up another, and that too failed. He started yet again. This time his enterprise became one of the most successful chains of department stores in Ireland in its day, and my great-grandfather became extremely wealthy. Things went rather differently for Mary Wright. She moved to Limerick and married a poor wood turner, and they scraped a living together. She was an intelligent, nice and funny lady, but developed a resentment and hatred for the rich that lasted all her life. Her good qualities were amazing, and when she died, we could not believe the people who had been her friends. Members of Parliament, the clergy, the great and the good. A huge crowd turned up to pay their respects at her funeral. And she deserved it. But I noticed that Granny had died utterly penniless, still hating and resenting the rich. She never had a dream to become successful. She just resented those who were. If you choose to believe that you have no control because of your past, your gender, your race, your upbringing, your education, your skills or anything else, then you are handing your personal power over to whoever or whatever you think is the reason you cannot succeed. Take your power back. Choose to become who you want to be and succeed in getting the life you want on your terms. You will do this by using your most precious resource and by focusing completely on getting the results you want. Getting what you want in life is all about how you use your time. You can tell so much about a person from how they use their time. Time and energy. Where your energy goes, the results flow. The results you see in your life are all about how you use your time. Think about it. How do you believe people spend their time differently when you take into account their money mindset? People of the various mindsets spend time the way they spend money. Those with a rich money mindset tend to spend their time where it will give them the best return, making new contacts and connections, learning new things, and getting out of their comfort zone. They tend not to spend time procrastinating, complaining, or watching lots of television. However, those with in-debt, break-even, and even comfortable money mindsets may be more likely to stay in their comfort zone for long periods of time, and even spend long periods on activities with very little added value. Exercise. Who does what? To gain an understanding of these differences, complete the following exercise and tick the ones you think someone with a particular money mindset would use their time on. Television. Time with friends and family. A dead-end job that you hate. Learning. Gaming. Enjoying yourself. Dead-end friendships or relationships. Taking action out of your comfort zone. Social media. In your comfort zone. Or producing wealth-generating products. Change your use of time. Change your life. Where you spend your time determines the outcomes in your life. It makes sense then that changing your life starts with changing how you spend your time. This is of course easier said than done. It means completely changing how you spend your life. In other words, what you do in the time you have. Ultimately, it means changing deep down beliefs and habits. Become the change. As change expert, neuroscientist and author Joe Dispenza says, you need to completely let go of the habit of being yourself. To get to the level of choice and freedom you want in your life, you have to become that person internally. You are the one who has made the choices that have created your life and finances. If you knew how to make different choices, you would have. The only way you can get things to change around you is to change yourself. How to make a successful change. The first thing in making a successful change is desire. What do you want more than anything in your life? What matters to you more than anything? For me, it was to be able to choose what I do every day. This meant everything to me. I like my own time and space. I like to create. I like to feel free, to go where I want, when I want, to live where I want and how I want. I hate the constraints of a job. I love sitting in a wreck of a property, envisioning how to make it magnificent. That fills me with unbounded joy, and when I see a building coming to life again, I just love it. When I teach people that they can do the same with their lives and choose to do what they enjoy above all else, I love it. I love when a penny drops for someone and they learn something totally new, which means that they can live life more on their terms and can say, lots of people might not agree with my choices, but I don't care. I'm happy now. Ask yourself the question, if money was no object, what would you do? The answer will be very informative for you. What would you do today, this week, this month, this year, in 5 years or in 10 years, if you had all the money you could spend? If the answers are very different to the life you are living now, then you need to make some big changes. You owe it to yourself to live the life you dream of. Money makes you more of what you are. Some say money doesn't change you, it just makes you more of what you are. If you had limitless money, you would be more of what you are, your core values. To create wealth, you will need to be more of what you are, because in this lies your passion. If you are doing something in your life that makes you less of what you are, or can be, you will find it impossible to live life to the fullest. Your precious time and your life are being wasted. I knew a lady whose heart's desire was to be free. She was married to someone who hated change, but she was driven to feel free, to get up and go and live wherever she fancied. Clearly, this was an incompatible partnership, with each making the other miserable. The couple had become quite wealthy, but for the one who hated change, the wealth provided the power to keep things the same, while for the one who craved continual change, the wealth opened up a world of possibilities. In the end, each went their separate ways and created the different lives they wanted. Once you understand your life's desire, get really specific about exactly what it is you want. For me, in my property business, that means getting to the point where I can visualise the property I'm going to buy and the exact figures that will make the deal work. At this level of detail, you have direction. Direction is your aim and your strategy, how you will get to your destination. Brendan Bouchard, author and motivational speaker, says, you need to chase down your how. Model how others have done what you want to do, and have done it, and stretch your competency. Commit to becoming the best in your chosen field. He talks about the need for gathering information, knowledge and wisdom. And in Montana, where he comes from, there is a saying, the time to have the map is before you enter the woods. To achieve this, you need daily habits. You will need the discipline to put in the work to become the person willing to learn new stuff. You need dogged persistence every day, doing a bit towards your vision. Decide on having an unswerving commitment to attaining your vision. As Joe Dispenza says, you need to change yourself to become the person who can achieve these goals. You must also develop a finely tuned distraction radar to bring into your awareness every distraction that enters your life and that could potentially kill your life's desire. Every distraction takes you away from becoming the person you want to be. Every time you allow yourself to become enmeshed in distraction, you are moving away from the life that you should be leading. You can achieve the life you want, but you must commit to do what it takes. For example, when I was developing the 4 money mindsets and writing this book, I was offered a part-time temporary job in a company I'd worked in previously. This was the best job I'd ever had. I loved the job itself, my colleagues and that workplace. It took great strength to say no to working for them for a few days a week for 3 months. It was a distraction that would devour my time and take me away from my life's work. Action steps. Breaking through. Where do you procrastinate? Look at the link between this and your success. Number 2, look at someone who is very focused and ask them how they do it. Follow up their replies with this question: why is that important? You will be amazed at how much you learn from applying and imitating the strategy of someone who excels.